The transport ship's cargo bay fell silent as Commander Vexither S. for eyes scanned the assembled cadets. Representatives from 23 species stood in nervous clusters, their various appendages fidgeting with equipment harnesses. Attention. The commander's translator crackled. Your final examination begins in 10 standard minutes. You will be deployed to designation Theta 7, a Class 3 death world. Survival for 72 hours is required for graduation. A collective shudder rippled through the cadets. Class 3 death worlds were legendary in their lethality planets, where even the plants could kill you in a dozen creative ways. Maurice raised his hand lazily from the back of the group, his posture far too relaxed for someone about to be dropped into hell. Quick question, Commander. What's the average survival rate for this test? 47%. Vexither replied matter-of-faculty. Several cadets gasped. One of the Quillarian students began hyperventilating into a breather mask. Maurice nodded thoughtfully. Cool. And we get dropped with standard survival kits? Affirmative. Class C rations, basic shelter materials, water filtration, and a distress beacon if you choose to forfeit. Sweet. Maurice turned to Tiana, who stood beside him adjusting her pack straps with practiced efficiency. You thinking what I'm thinking? Tiana's brown eyes sparkled with barely contained excitement. That this sounds exactly like that camping trip we took in the Australian outback? Nah, easier. Remember, Australia's a Class 4. Commander Vexither S. mandibles clicked in confusion. Impossible. Earth is classified as Class 2 at worst. No planetary classification exceeds Class 3. The two humans exchanged glances and smirked. 71 hours and 34 minutes later, Commander Vexither stood on the retrieval platform, checking his chronometer obsessively. Shuttles had been collecting cadets for the past day, most within the first 24 hours. After activating their distress beacons, the Quillarian had lasted only 6 hours. Even the Corinthian cadet, whose species hailed from a heavy gravity world, had called for extraction after encountering one of Theta 7's predatory vine clusters. Final count, 18 cadets had forfeited. 3 had sustained injuries requiring medical intervention, but had lasted the full 72 hours. 2 had the commander's datapad chirped. His eyes widened. Sir. His assistant approached. The last shuttle just signaled. They've located the human cadets. Finally. What's their condition? Are medical teams standing by? Sir, you should see this for yourself. The shuttle ramp descended with a hiss of hydraulics. Commander Vexither expected to see 2 exhausted, possibly injured humans limping down to safety. Instead, Maurice descended first, carrying what appeared to be an improvised fishing rod over his shoulder, and a string of some local fish equivalent. He was wearing a crown of woven flowers and his shirt was tied around his waist. Commander, dude, that was awesome. Maurice's grin was impossibly wide. We were just getting into a good rhythm too. Shame it's only 72 hours. Tiana emerged behind him, her survival pack somehow even fuller than when she'd left. Something was moving inside it. Her skin had darkened several shades. The humans called it a tan, apparently, and she wore similar flower decorations braided into her hair. Commander Vexither. She nodded respectfully. Thank you for the excellent training opportunity. I think we really leveled up our wilderness skills. The commander's translator struggled with leveled up. You survived a Class 3 death world. And you're happy? Maurice laughed. Survived? Man, we thrived. Check it out. Tiana figured out which of those purple root things are edible. Tastes like sweet potato. And those big lizard creatures everyone was freaking about? Totally chill if you don't corner them. We befriended one. Named him Gerald. We also mapped the local water sources, Tiana added, pulling out a hand-drawn chart that was far more detailed than standard issue equipment could produce. Found 3 fresh springs and a mineral pool that's basically a natural hot tub. Very relaxing after a long day of shelter building. A Quillarian medic approached with a scanner, running it over both humans. Commander, their stress hormones are lower than when they departed. Their serotonin levels are elevated. This makes no sense. Oh, that's just from being outdoors. Maurice explained cheerfully. Humans need nature, you know? It's good for mental health. Plus, we got plenty of vitamin D from the local sun. That's a yellow star, right? Reminded us of home. Commander Vexither's mandibles worked soundlessly. The predators? He finally managed. The big cat-looking things? Tiana's eyes lit up. Apex predators, mostly nocturnal. We used fire and elevated sleeping platforms. Basic precautions. One tried to test us the first night, but we made enough noise and it backed off. They're ambush hunters, they don't want a fair fight. The toxic plants? Trial and error, Maurice shrugged. Well, mostly observation. We watched what the herbivores ate, cross-referenced with the survival kit's botanical scanner. Lost a few hours to mild hallucinations from one wrong berry, but that was on me. Tiana was more careful. It was educational, Tiana added diplomatically. And the weather? Vexither was grasping now, trying to understand. Theta 7 experiences sudden electrical storms with minimal warning. Yeah, those were intense. Morris's enthusiasm was somehow increasing. Built a lightning rod for our camp after the first one. Tiana's background in electrical engineering came in clutch. We actually used it to start fires easier after that. Very convenient. Tiana's pack shifted, and a small reptilian head poked out, chirping. Cadet Tiana. What is that? Oh, this is Reginald. We found him abandoned. We think his mother was killed by one of those cat things. He imprinted on us. She scratched the creature's chin scales. Don't worry, he's herbivorous. We checked you. Domesticated native wildlife? Domesticated is a strong word, Maurice interjected. More like we're fostering him until he's old enough to release back into the wild. Probably another few weeks. You're not taking him with you when you leave orbit. Both humans looked genuinely offended. That would be ecologically irresponsible, Tiana said firmly. He's a native species. He belongs here. Commander Vexither sat down heavily on a cargo crate. Around them, other cadets were staring at the humans with expressions ranging from awed disbelief. I don't understand, the commander admitted. Class 3 death worlds are rated as such because they are fundamentally hostile to life. How did you not only survive but apparently enjoy yourselves? Maurice and Tiana exchanged another look. This one more serious. Commander, Tiana began gently. I think there might be a fundamental misunderstanding about Earth's classification. Earth is Class 2, Vexither insisted. Moderate hazards, stable ecosystems. Sir, with respect, Maurice interrupted. Earth has megafauna that weigh 8 tons and will trample you for looking at them wrong. We have bears that can smell food from 20 miles away and rip car doors off. Our oceans have predators with thousands of teeth arranged in rows. We have spiders whose venom causes priapism, weather systems that spawn tornadoes rated to destroy buildings. Tiana continued, earthquakes, volcanoes, hurricanes, places where the ground itself is poison, or where the temperature swings 100 degrees between day and night. We evolved alongside parasites, bacteria, and viruses that wage constant war with our immune systems. And don't even get started on Australia, Maurice added. That's where basically everything is trying to kill you, and we send our kids there for vacation. Earth is a class for death world at minimum, Tiana concluded. Possibly Class 5 by some metrics. We've been trying to tell the Galactic Council this for years, but everyone thinks we're exaggerating. Commander Vexither's eyes blinked in sequence, a sign of extreme cognitive dissonance in his species. Then Theta 7 was honestly pretty tame, Maurice finished. Nice weather, predictable predators, lots of edible plants once you figure out the safe ones. No mosquitoes, which was a huge plus. 0 out of 10 on the danger scale for us, more like a 3, Tiana corrected. Those electrical storms were legitimately dangerous. Fair point. 3 out of 10. The commander looked at his datapad, then at the humans, then back at his datapad. Years of military training warred with the evidence before his compound eyes. I need to file a report, he said weakly. We made a photo album. Maurice pulled out a datapad. Want to see? Here's Tiana wrestling one of those lizard things totally safe. We established dominance first. Oh, and here's our campsite. We actually had time to build furniture. That's a rocking chair. Carved it myself. As the other cadets crowded around to see images of the humans' inexplicable vacation on a planet that had nearly killed them all, Tiana leaned toward Maurice. Think they'll reclassify the training program? She whispered. Nah, Maurice whispered back. But I bet they'll have a disclaimer now. Warning, exercise may be too easy for humans. They both laughed. And even Commander Vexither managed what might have been a smile, though with mandibles. It was hard to tell. In the end, all cadets passed, but the two humans received special commendations for exceptional adaptation and creative problem-solving in hostile environments. They hung the certificates on their dorm wall, right next to a photo of them and Gerald the lizard, all wearing matching flower crowns on a Class 3 death world that humans had turned into spring break.